My name is Christy Menes, and today I'll be the one presenting you the future of the nation. But before, let me show you the past. So, the past begins with our nation's history that has gone through a lot of changes. It has awakened from the darkness and also has brought lots of darkness. Generation after generation, from the oldest of last century, called it silent generation, all the way to the slowly one that makes its interest in politics, so-called Generation Z. And even though the history has seen a lot of change, still, our history has seen a lot of change. People that have given their lives for the idea they believe on, and others that have been recognized for the idea they believe on. But let's be honest, as back in the day, a lot of changes are happening now. Actually, let's change too. Now that we're in the present, let me explain you something. We have a two-party system. Even though the nation has more than two parties, the others are barely noticed. In the big picture, and for lots of years, the ones that have worked in the States had also contributed to our nation. Like the Black Panther Party, for self-defense. They were the ones that seen the problems that African American kids had because of not getting a good breakfast before classes, and this affecting their education. They made up a whole program for free breakfast. This then became a larger program adopted across the country. The Socialist Party is being reformed because the future will depend on the actions we are doing today. And you might ask yourself, what kind of actions does she even talk about? Well, the thing is that lots of the actions are the same, but with even a Hamiltonian point of view. Why is that, and isn't Hamilton the one from the musical? Well, yes, but also no. Let me explain it. Hamilton believed in the idea of a centralist power that can control everything that could be important to the nation, like debt, the military, and social programs for the people. Having a basic human need covered is a way that people can raise up their voices and fight for the future that is basically ours. So, let me introduce you the change of the Socialist Party and the future of our nation. His name is Sohan Mamdani and will be our future candidate to president. He is identified Democrat Socialist because even though socialist means the sharing, this is a part of our reforms, as we will still want to hold election. Sohan, and probably I'm saying his name wrong, is looking for the possibility of people actually living their lives and not just being a slave to their jobs to survive, with ideas like free childcare and a better salary for the childcare workers, taxing big corporations instead of middle-income families and young fellas, have equally funded schools, and even making a support system that can help you navigate the healthcare resources that you haven't even noticed, as well increasing the minimum wage and protecting LGBTQ plus communities. Now, I feel like you have a question. I am a 25-year-old male that wants to make my own family. I don't care if LGBTQ plus communities is protect against hate crimes. Well, my friend, if Mr. Mandani didn't convince you with the possibility of increasing your minimum wage job, sincerely, I don't know what will. Or maybe your question is, I'm sure for paying for this dream life will tax me more for all this. Well, let me say that you, my friend, then now pay attention, as Mr. Mandani's plan is to tax billionaires because he doesn't care if they're happy or not. He cares for the people, even for you. Now, let me say you something while you look in my face, because I haven't appeared in the video as much as I like. Something that might make you wake from the dream that will not come true, the dream that they are trying to sell you. Let's stop thinking in what the top percent wants, and let's start working in the vision of the future. An equal future, turning boys into power. Turning boys into power? What does that mean? Well, I assume you vote. And we want you to vote, because without your voice, nothing of this has really a meaning at all. But what we actually mean is, my Republican male white friend, is that you have to make a shift. Even if we don't convince you, you have to make a shift from your duty-based citizenship to engagement citizenship. Come on, not just vote every 4 years. Search where are the local elections, do some volunteer. At the end of the day, doom scrolling is not giving you anything either. I mean, I get it. At the end of the day, we cannot force you. That is part of the democracy. But I can tell you that when we have more than one voice, we become stronger. Even Mr. Mandani thinks like us. Don't believe me?
I want you to always remember that it is you who can decide this race. It is you that can break through the noise. It is you that can walk up a 6-floor walk-up after 10 consecutive not homes. You can be the person that can knock on a door, have the door be opened, and then share the truth of this campaign. And that conviction has now changed the calculus for everyone else. The job is not yet done. We know that this cannot be yet another story of a moral victory. This must be the story of a campaign that won the primary and then went on to win the general election. So today, at this big fall canvas, of which we have 35 across this weekend across the city of New York, we are building a volunteer team to surpass the 52,000 we had in the primary and to reach 90,000 people by the general election. And I want to just say thank you, because you have changed the history of the city, of this country. There are people across the world who are watching this. And they are watching it because we have the audacity to believe that working people could win a city that they could in fact afford.
See, I told you. Now, I believe that young families have both included. I mean, free child care, health resources, education, what else? Well, females. You will also benefit from all this, because that's what socialism is about. Sharing the same rights without worrying about the inequality. And yes, even the vision and meaning seems more social democrat. It's supposed to be like that anyways. And at the end of the day, we are still the unserious generation. But what happened to her? She's different again. As I say at the beginning, history is always changing. This is just a metaphor of history. But let me say that we are young, and the young is a change. The party, me and Mr. Mandani, which by the way, is a millennial, knows it. Although we can make a great change if we want to, even if we aren't serious. Don't believe me again? Let me show you an international example.
Will we change the fate of this nation, or will we let it remain in shackles? King Birendra once said, "Even if I die, shall my country live on?" All the youths, carry these words in your heart and engrave a monument of change in the cause of history. Nepal is ours, and its future is in our
What did I just saw? Well, my friend, that is the leadership that brought Nepal out of the oppression, out of the top one, and they all together as a generation clean up the government of corruption, and then they clean up the city because they mess up. But you might say that seemed pretty serious to me. Let me show you. But you might say, I'm in here. I don't really care about what happens in Nepal. And you're not wrong to think like that. But we are all humans and we are the same age. Even though we don't face the same problems, we have a mindset. Don't believe me again? Let me show you. See? I told you. This is the generation that is gonna make a change, believe it or not. But let's go back to the important Socialist Party. In a perfect world, it works, and that's how everything in what have you seen is built. But the truth is, a perfect system is the one that has a mix or everything, like the one that we are supposed to live on. You didn't know that programs that help workers, low income, middle income families are socialists? Well, they are. Now, let's talk about registering for vote. I couldn't tell you about it, but I'll let Mr. Mandani tell you about it.
Remember this? The iconic I voted sticker. It's time for a refresh. Except this time, we're changing it to I registered to vote, because we gotta register a lot of you before the deadline on October 25th.
What does he mean by getting creative? Well, he actually means about a sticker, but we don't care about a sticker. We care about you register to vote. Register to vote so you can actually choose for the future of this country. Registering to vote, that seems complicated. Well, it's not. You basically just have to give your information, which basically means being able to have you as a voice for the future of this country. Look, man, I get it. Socialism is not for me. It's fine. Go out and vote. Vote for the candidate you want, but to be a voice, because that's the point of turning your voice into power. Doesn't matter where that power goes for, but just think about it and what exactly you like to be in the future. If you want to get retirement, or you just want to get and keep working. Now, before we leave, let me give you a message from the past me, the one with the purple background. Each young man, woman, and families deserve a future without fear. Fear of death, the justice system, and the same chance of dreaming of a better future. Doesn't matter where I live. And remember, my name is Chris Jimenez, and I'll see you in the next time. Disclaimer before I say what I want to say. Soham Mandani cannot run as a president because he wasn't born here. For my unfortunate, because I will develop him as a president. Well, now, brief conclusion and reflection. Today's generation can be so powerful if we all get together and actually care. But I feel that a lot of us is still in a really young age and don't understand what is in fire, what is being taken away from us. As a woman, as part Mexican, right now, a lot for me, it's on the line fire with the politics as it is right now. And the only thing that can change or at least shift that is putting ourselves out there, as I say in the video, making this shift from duty citizenship to engaging citizenship, being involved, at least being known of what is happening out there and having an educated point of view. It's so important, and a lot of us Gen Z that can now vote are the ones that should be doing that, should be contributing to making a better future. And again, the socialist is a idea I believe on. Unfortunately, in the world as it is, it does not work. All this video was made upon a ideal, perfect world, and that will not come. Anyways, I'm really sorry who has to watch my video because it's so long. But again, thank you so much for watching, and my name is Cristina Jimenez. I'll see you in the next time.